Welcome to Mind Spark Daily. Today we are diving into the story of Napoleon Bonaparte and his fixation with perfume. This was not just any obsession. Napoleon's passion for perfume rippled throughout history and still impacts us today. Let's get into this fascinating anecdote. What if I told you that one man's obsession with smelling good helped reshape European culture? That a military genius, known more for cannon fire than Cologne, used perfume as a tool of power, influence, and image. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you will discover how Napoleon Bonaparte didn't just change the map of Europe. He changed how Europe smelled. When we think of Napoleon, we picture a war-hardened emperor, his hand tucked inside his coat, marching across Europe. But there is a lesser-known side of this titan, his passion for fragrance. Far from being a mere personal indulgence, Napoleon's love of perfume became an extension of his identity, his politics, and even his battlefield mindset. It was not just about smelling good. It was about commanding attention, setting trends, and leaving an impression that lingered long after he left the room. Napoleon reportedly used up to 60 bottles of cologne a month. Yes, you heard that right. 60. His favorite? A sharp, zesty, citrus-based cologne made by Jean-Marie Farina, the same formula that would inspire what we know today as eau de cologne. He favored citrus, uplifting and energizing, perfect before battle. Lavender, calming and refined. Verbena and rosemary, herbal notes said to promote clarity and confidence. He applied it everywhere, on his clothes, body, even the saddle of his horse. And during military campaigns, he insisted on having copious amounts of his favorite cologne stocked in his travel trunks, even amidst war. Napoleon understood the psychology of scent. He used fragrance not just to feel good, but to project power, presence, and refinement. In the early 1800s, when hygiene was not a societal priority, smelling fresh set you apart, especially as a man. At a time when musk and animal-based scents dominated, Napoleon's clean, citrus-forward preferences became a revolution in themselves, challenging the heavy, aristocratic norms of old Europe. By elevating perfume in men's fashion, he helped shift gender norms. Masculinity, under Napoleon's influence, could now include elegance, grooming, and aesthetic awareness, an early crack in the rigid mold of 19th century manhood. Napoleon's court became a fragrant haven. He commissioned perfumes for his empresses, Josephine and Marie-Louise, each with their own scent signature. In fact, Josephine's love for musk reportedly clashed with Napoleon's citrus obsession, and he would complain about the lingering scent in their chambers long after she left. Scent in Napoleon's inner circle was not just personal, it was political. Gifting custom perfumes was a gesture of favor, an invitation into intimacy and influence. Perfume became part of diplomacy, courtship, and imperial branding. You might think fragrance has no place on the battlefield, but Napoleon would disagree. Before major battles, including Austerlitz and Marengo, he reportedly doused himself in cologne. Why? Confidence. A familiar scent could calm nerves, mask the stench of war, and boost morale, not just for him, but for those around him. In this sense, perfume became psychological armor, part of the ritual of leadership. As Napoleon's empire expanded, so did his cultural impact. French perfumers rose in status, and Grasse, a small town in southern France, became the global capital of perfume. Demand exploded among men of status who wanted to emulate Napoleon's taste. He transformed perfume from a frivolous luxury to a marker of modern sophistication, democratizing it in post-revolutionary France. Suddenly, fragrance was not just for the old nobility. It was for the self-made man, the soldier-turned-emperor, the nouveau riche. At his coronation in 1804, Napoleon wore a specially commissioned scent meant to evoke strength, sovereignty, and divinity. The perfume was designed by his trusted perfumer and was layered with citrus, myrtle, and herbs. Attendees later wrote not just of the visuals and rituals of that day, but of the scent that hung in the air. He was not just crowned emperor. He was scented emperor. Napoleon's obsession did not fade with time. Even in exile on Elba and later on St. Helena, he continued to request bottles of Cologne, thousands of miles from the courts of Europe. His influence did not fade either. In the years following his fall, men's fragrance experienced a renaissance. The idea that a strong leader could also be stylish, scented, and emotionally aware left an indelible mark on European fashion, grooming, and masculinity. Indirectly, yes. Napoleon's perfume passion intersected with political power, cultural change, and gender identity. It helped elevate perfumery to an art form, gave rise to a billion-dollar French industry, and subtly reshaped norms around hygiene, luxury, and male identity. Think about it. Without Napoleon's obsession, would perfume have become such a dominant force in French identity? Would the world's perfume capital still be in France? Would men's grooming look the same? So the next time you spritz your favorite cologne or walk through a department store fragrance aisle, remember, you are walking in the scented footsteps of an emperor. Now we want to hear from you. What is your favorite scent and why? Do you think scent still holds the same power it did in Napoleon's time? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this dive into the fragrant world of Napoleon, be sure to like this video, subscribe for more fascinating history deep dives, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a moment of hidden history. And do not forget to check out our companion video that is coming soon on the ancient history of perfume, where scent began long before cologne. Thanks for watching, and remember, history does not always smell like dust. Sometimes it smells like citrus and power.